What's up, guys? Welcome back to a special episode of Too Pretty to Be Unhappy. We are coming at you all the way from Tulum, Mexico. So exciting. This is my good friend, Sarah. Sarah, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sarah.
So, Sarah and I met, well over 10 years ago. We met in college.
Usually, was that 2009?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So however many years that is, well over 10 years. Went to University of Hartford together. And then Sarah, after school, moved to Texas.
Good.
You spent how many years in Texas?
I was in Texas for 7 years, 3 years in McAllen and 4 years in Austin.
Nice. So then, what was it, COVID? You came back to the East Coast and moved to Stanford.
I did.
And we reconnected in Stanford. I lived there for a while too. And tell everyone just quickly, like, a little bit about yourself, what you do, like, that kind of stuff.
Sure. So I started as a teacher down in Texas, in a border town, Mission, Texas, where I taught sixth grade social studies and special education. Then I moved up to Austin and became a school counselor. I'm a special education manager supporting a variety of different schools around Austin. And then COVID hit, and I came back to Connecticut, and I started in Bridgeport, Connecticut as assistant principal for special education, and realized that counseling is it for me. That's my jam, and I'm now back to counseling at a therapeutic day school in Stanford.
We love that. We love therapists. We love counselors here. So, fun fact, Sarah is also actually my travel friend. So she's the type of friend where when I say, hey, I text her, hey, I want to go to X location. She'll text me back, just Venmo request me the amount. Like, how much do I owe you down? Oh, we're leaving tomorrow? Great. We're leaving in 6 hours. See you there. So everyone get yourself a Sarah. It's fantastic. So yeah, sorry. Also, guys, it's freaking hot here. We are sweating. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. It's so hot. We're sitting by the pool. It's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. And we will be doing a full review of the resort. We're staying in Tulum at a Secrets Resort. It's brand new. It just opened up in October. We are going to be doing a full review on that once we're all done with the trip so that we can give a really detailed review of that. So that will be coming to you. However, one thing that me and Sarah have in common is our biggest pet peeve. Sarah, do you want to say?
Yeah, it's definitely got to be airplane etiquette.
Airplane etiquette, guys. Airplane etiquette. I can't tell you how much some people's airplane etiquette grinds my gears. Like, a part of me is like, is this your first time on a plane? Which it's okay if it is. And I understand there's a learning curve. But, like, there's certain things where I'm like, this is, because I feel like a lot of airplane etiquette falls into just, like, human decency.
Correct. Yeah.
And some people just don't have it. And it's like, I'm confused why you're confused about airplane etiquette.
Well, and it's kind of easy to pick up on.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Read the room.
Like exiting the plane.
Read the plane. Like, so that is definitely one of my biggest pet peeves. And I think that we should kind of go through the process of getting on an airplane and talk through some of those bigger things.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, for starters, coming here to Tulum, Sarah and I, we woke up. I stayed at her place in Norwalk beforehand because we were leaving out of Newark. And so we left at like 1:30 in the morning, fine. Our flight was at like 6. And so we got there nice and early. We got there like, I don't know, 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Of course, you know, if you're flying internationally, you should probably get there 3 hours just in case.
But the airport was empty.
Absolutely empty, which was fantastic. Great. And also, say what you want. We both have TSA pre-check.
Amazing.
Changed my life. Changed my life.
You keep those shoes on.
100. Keep your damn shoes on, okay? And I wear when I fly sometimes, my Air Jordans, which if anyone has a pair of Air Jordans, you know how hard they are to get on and off. It is a struggle. So to have to do it in front of this TSA agent who they change their minds every day on what they want to allow and not allow, and all these other people, the TSA pre-check just to keep your damn shoes on, worth it.
Totally worth it.
Best $100 you ever spent.
I think we were in the airport, through TSA and at our gate, no more than, I could not, 12 minutes.
12 minutes. 12 minutes. So, yeah, no, it was fantastic. So then, I know some people have some serious woes about TSA and going through TSA. I feel like, though, since being with TSA pre-check, we don't really have those woes because, we're with people who travel.
Correct. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. They know the do's and don'ts. They know what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. So it's more of a seamless. So I don't really have too many woes about the security checkpoint, which I know some people are get really frustrated. It's have you ever traveled before? What's the deal? I've seen some memes where it's I wish that we could separate security between people who have traveled and people who have never traveled before in their lives.
But that's what TSA pre-check is doing.
Right.
If you've never traveled before, you're probably not flying pre-check.
Agreed. So, okay. I think that my biggest woe and my biggest complaint, first and foremost, comes from when they start calling people to board.
Mad dash.
When that sweet little man or woman gets to that podium, grabs the mic, and starts to say, okay, everyone, we're going to start boarding flight 127 to Tulum, Mexico in 5 minutes. The human race begins to change.
Absolutely.
Human decency begins to change
Everybody's
at that moment.
As if you're all going through that door at the same exact time. Yes. And you know what? Y'all have a seat.
Everybody has a seat.
You're gonna get on that plane.
You're gonna have a place to sit your ass. You're gonna have a seat.
Correct.
So my thing too is everybody has a group. A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever it is. The F, E, and F, take a nap. Sit down. Get away from that gate door. Get away. Sit down. You're not going anywhere right anytime soon. But it's frustrating as someone who might be, let's be honest, I'm never Group A. Are you ever Group A?
I've never been Group A.
I've never been Group A.
But I was
How do you be Group A?
Don't know your A, but I thought C was pretty impressive this time.
We were Group C, and that is still pretty good.
Because I'm an E girl.
D, E.
That's where I'm at.
Agreed. Never been an A. If anyone has been an A, let me know how it is. How does the other half live? Tell me. So, yes, Group C is usually where we live. But it is frustrating when people start to gather around the gate and you don't know who's actually in line.
No idea. And that's
because everybody is gathering. Yes, and that's what happened to us.
Because when we went to get on, they were already 2 groups after us.
100%. If they call A and you're C, D, E, F, sit down because you are crowding the gate. And now the people that are Group A or B or whatever don't know where the line starts. Why are we crowding like sheep in front of the gate? It's absurd.
And you're still going to get on the plane.
You're still going to get on the plane. And I wonder also, though, unless you're flying Spirit or something and you're Group D or F, you might be underneath with the luggage.
You might.
Who knows?
But don't fly it then.
Don't fly it then. But no, I agree. It's guys, hopefully we all know our ABCs. We know how this works. Get away from the just when your group is called, then get up out of your waiting seat and go and board the plane and get to your seat that has been assigned to you.
And then sit down when you get on the plane.
Sit down because the rest of us are trying to board. Okay? And I agree. It's it's difficult, obviously, with people with families and children. And I feel for that mom who I see boarding with 3 small children, and like they're like in between mom and dad boarding, and like everyone's trying to figure it out. Everyone's trying to find their seat. So like those, you get a reprieve.
Correct. But they also get a special boarding group.
They're A.
They are A. Or right
They're
between A and B. They're early on. They're
They're
getting
early.
on there.
They're with the elite credit card holders too. Don't know what that's like.
Don't know what that's like, but all I
Don't know
know
what that's like.
is that they're on that plane and living life before we even
Before
get called.
Literally. Before we're still in the bath. I'm still going to the bathroom in the terminal.
Correct.
While they're boarding. So, okay. Now, am I missing anything else?
No, it's definitely the boarding process.
Boarding process is right where, my pet peeve begins. Then you get on. How do you feel about, like, where's your preferred seat?
So I'm an aisle.
You're an aisle girl.
And I prefer the back of the plane.
Why?
Because if I have to go to the bathroom while they're boarding, I'm not holding everyone else
Right.
back as I'm trying to get back to my seat.
Right. I would have to agree with that. I am not the type where I'm like, oh my God, I can't sit in the back of the plane.
No.
I know I can't afford first class or business. So I'm already in the back with the peasants. Like, those are my people.
Yeah,
And we're in the back. It's great back there. I mean, I wouldn't say it's great.
No, but
Would love to know how the other half lives. If you're watching this and you are the other half, let us know. But no, I agree. It's like, what? I don't mind being, I know my place.
correct. I have no problem.
I know my place in
Because you might
society
be
of
sitting
planes.
first class, but we're still getting to the same place at the same time.
True that. And we all have a seat.
We all have a seat.
Okay. Well, I am a window girl. So I prefer the window because I am a leaner. I like to lean against the window and fall asleep. So, fun fact, Sarah and I actually, and I usually don't travel this way because I'm type A and I have a controlling personality. I usually do not fly unless I have my seat picked out, and we thought that we did this time. We thought that we did. And Sarah booked the tickets, and she was an aisle girl, I was a window girl, and then we got there and we checked in, and there was no seat on our thing. And we were like, all right, like, it's fine, we'll figure it out. So it actually worked out for the best.
Yeah, the best.
You want to tell me what happened?
So we ended up, I guess it was like the JetBlue's first class.
Yeah.
First row.
Row 1. The elite. Okay? The elite.
Amazing. Now, did we get to enjoy any of the perks? We didn't because we slept the entire flight.
We were up at 1:30 a.m. People give us a break. We didn't even get a glass of water.
We didn't.
We landed or we were about to land, and the stewardess, we woke up, looked at Sarah, she goes, do you guys want a cup of water or anything? We've been asleep for hours. Like, we didn't get up and pee. We didn't use the bathroom. We literally sat down. We were so excited to be in row 1. And we had so much leg room. We had all these things. And we passed out.
We did. But we were first and best place.
We were first and best. And what did help, though, what was nice, because we were flying internationally, we were the first ones to customs.
Yeah, and that process took us
2 seconds.
Yeah, so quick.
2 seconds. What are you here for? Business or pleasure? Pleasure. Here to sit and get a tan, sir. Thank you so much for having us. That was really nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it was nice we didn't have to pay for it because usually like to be that far up front, like you got to pay for it.
Definitely an extra fee.
A total fee. We can't afford that.
Cannot afford that.
But it was assigned to us, the seats. So I was like, great. And the guy that was at the podium, the JetBlue employee, must have liked us because it was 3 people, obviously like the window middle aisle, and he did not book a 3rd person in our row. No, so we had the whole row to ourselves. We didn't separate because we fell asleep too fast, but it was nice to have that whole row. Mm-hmm. I said, this is how the other half lives.
It is. It must be.
Must be. So, okay. I think that, finally, my biggest pet peeve. Is there anything during the flight that bothers you?
No.
Does it bother you when people, like, if you're on the aisle and people continuously get up to use the bathroom?
It doesn't. I feel like that's part of the life of the aisle seat.
I agree.
If you're going to sit in the aisle, you have to expect that people may need to get up.
I agree. And as a window girl, I feel the pressure of not getting up too much. because I don't want to disrupt my fellow passengers next to me. So I don't know if anyone else has that internal struggle and that internal anxiety, like I do, about not getting up too much, because I don't want to I don't want to bother anyone. That's annoying. And like, everyone's got to take their seatbelts off, and you got to like maneuver out and like move it back, and like obviously then the drink cart is coming at the same exact time, clearly every time, and yeah, it's just the maneuvering. So as a window girl, and I wonder if my fellow window people can agree, we hold it.
But you don't have to, because if you're choosing the aisle seat, you're gonna have to get up.
I hope that everybody has that mentality. I don't know though. I don't think everyone's like you.
Well, then you better sit somewhere else.
True that.
Especially if you're going on a long flight.
Yeah. If I'm going anywhere under 4 hours, I try to hold it. Like 4 hours and below, I try to hold it. Above, I will allow myself 1, maybe 2 bathroom breaks.
Yeah. And now, because I'm in the aisle, I'm taking as many bathroom breaks as I need.
Agreed.
Because I sat there.
Because you sat there, and you can go as many times as you want.
Yep.
Preferred airline?
You know, I feel like over the years that I really became accustomed to Delta.
A Delta girl.
Yeah. And I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be Southwest.
That's funny. Southwest seating gives me anxiety.
See, for me, as long as you're boarding in that group A or B1 through 30, you're gonna get whatever seat you want.
And you can pay to have A.
You can pay, and you can pay more to have A1 through 10. If you want to get on that plane,
A1 through 10, that is
but if
elite.
You check in 24 hours before your flight, not an hour more, you're gonna get a boarding spot that's gonna get you a seat that you want.
That's nice. Okay.
And you can bring 2 suitcases. So if you're checking your bag and you want 2 checked suitcases, they're free.
Well, I don't know if you know this, I'm terrified of checking a bag.
You know, you gave off that impression.
I'm terrified to check a bag. So I will push the carry-on limits to their max.
Well, you did bring 3 on the plane this
time. I
time.
brought 3 carry-ons onto the plane. I try to get away with it. I have my rollie, and then I put a duffel on top of my rollie, and then a backpack. So technically it's 3, like 1 could be my personal item. So technically it's 3, we got away, it was fine. And I'm so sorry. I know people probably hate people like me, but I had a bad experience. Years ago, probably 10 years ago now, 9 years ago, I flew to Vegas for a work trip. My very first like big work trip, a conference, exciting. I get there. It says that my bag made it to Vegas. I was like, oh my God, amazing. This is so great. I'm so excited. I go to the conveyor belt. It's not there. I'm like, where is it, guys? Now, here's the other thing. It's not like I'm going to Vegas with my girlfriends and we can be in a bathing suit the whole time and not caring. I'm at work. I'm in a conference. Like, I need real clothing.
Yeah.
And I need to look presentable. And my bag is nowhere to be seen. So, but it says it made it to Vegas. So, made it to McCarran. So, I was like, all right. So I go up. I forget what airline it was. I make a claim. I file a report, whatever. And they call me 2 days later, and they tell me that they found my bag on the side of the highway.
Oh, someone stole your bag.
What? So, I feel like this is how it is with a lot of airports. It's like so much security to get through, and then baggage claim, doors wide open.
Take whichever one you want.
Anyone could come in and take anything that they want. So, they had been trying to nab this guy who had been stealing bags off the conveyor belt, and that's a felony, because you're stealing it from an airport or something. So they had been trying to nab this guy because he was doing this, stealing bags off of the conveyor belts, just literally walking in the sliding glass doors, taking a bag off the conveyor belt and walking out with it and going through it, and to see things that he could have, sell, whatever.
But how did they find your bag? Because I imagine that's pre-Apple AirTag.
Oh, it was way pre-Apple AirTag. Somebody saw it on the side of the highway, stopped, picked it up. It had my luggage tag thing still on, like the airplane tag still on it. They brought it back to the airport.
Well, thank goodness for nice people.
Thank God for them. Also, a little bit offended Nothing was taken. A little, happy, but offended. So what I wear Target clothes, sir, and my clothes are from Old Navy. Not good enough? Sorry, you didn't want my Keds? You didn't want my Keds or my sandals from Target? Shocking. So happy I got my bag back. Also offended, nothing was taken.
Well, clearly he was looking for something. That wasn't it.
That wasn't it. He was looking for those Louboutins and that jewelry and those Rolexes. Not up in here, sir. Wrong bag. Okay? Better luck next time. So, what did end up happening, though, was they found my bag. Great. It was returned to me. 2 days later, I went to go pick it up. And they actually caught the guy.
Great.
They performed a sting the next day. And they were watching the baggage claim, and because they had an ID on him, but they had to catch him in the act. And so they caught him. They performed a sting. There was like undercover cops and stuff like that. And he went to go grab a bag and walk out, and they stopped him. Because he had been doing this for like a month or so, or 2 months.
What do we got?
I don't know. But that's like still mail. That's like a felony.
It's pretty crazy.
Not good. So that's why I bring 17 carry-ons now, because I have PTSD.
No, it worked. We got on.
It was fine. I got on. Great. So, okay. Now, plane lands. Before we talk about our biggest thing, how do you feel about people clapping?
Why? What are we clapping for?
Does it really bother you?
It does.
Really? I know that it bothers a lot of people. It doesn't really bother me. I'm like, okay, I understand the clapping more if it was like a really, really rough flight and the pilot saw it through and got everyone there safely and like, great. I don't really understand when people clap just at the end of a flight to clap, but then I'm also like, I don't know. I'm not one of those people that's like so bothered by it, but I know some people are.
Yeah, I don't love it. I'm not clapping with you.
Any particular reason?
No claps when I drive my car to work.
That's true.
That is true. So are we like expecting an outcome?
Imagine,
for the best?
oh my God, imagine traveling into Manhattan, into Grand Central and the Metro North, and when you get there, everyone claps on the train. Could you imagine?
Terrible. Why would anybody do that?
That's the least New York thing I've ever heard of.
Correct. No one in New York's clapping.
That's so funny. Yeah, you're right. No one in New York is ever clapping. Okay, so go ahead. Tell them our biggest pet peeve.
Getting off the plane.
Everybody forgets human decency, specifically when you get off the plane.
Right. And it's a linear process.
It is nothing but a linear process. It is nothing but an organized, single file.
Correct.
Do you get to the Starbucks line and cut in front of someone?
You would never.
You would never.
So why, when you get off the plane, do you think you can just go whenever you want?
You can just jump right up and start walking towards the front of the plane.
Each row will dismiss one at a time.
100%.
You grab your stuff.
Yep.
You go. The next row goes.
Yep.
It's really easy.
100%. 100%. And that's also what I don't get about people. Like, it is so easy. It's literally alphabetically, numerically. And so here's the thing too. I will see, and it used to bother me when the plane would land, don't get me started when people get up as you're taxiing.
No. Well, that happened on our flight.
That did just happen on our flight. When the plane lands, but it's still, you're taxiing, it's illegal to get up.
Correct. And this person opened the overhead bin.
Got up, opened the overhead bin, the plane's still moving.
Then sat down, leaving the bin open.
Yes. And it's like, that is so illegal. Like, you can't be doing that.
And the flight attendant said, you're going to have to
sit
get up
down
and close the bin.
I think even the pilot was like, please sit down.
Yeah.
Like, we're still taxiing. The seatbelt sign has not been turned off. Come on, guys. So, okay, no, it does. It bothers me when people plane lands, seatbelt sign turns off. People jump up and start walking towards the front. What are you doing?
And where are you going?
Where are you going?
It's not even open.
A minimum 7 minutes before that door is going to open. Sit down.
But I will say it was nice on this flight being in the first row. We were the first ones off.
That was nice. However, here's the thing. If we were not in that situation, if we were not the first people by chance that were, because that's where we were assigned our seat, if you want to be in the front, to be off first, pay for it.
Pay for it. And there were people who did.
And I don't pay for that. I don't have the luxury. I don't have the means to pay for something like that. So I wait. I get my seat, my regular seat with the peasants in the back.
And when it's my turn, I exit the plane.
Exactly. And when it's my turn, I exit the plane. I do not try to get up and just like move like in front of everyone. I also, though, it's one of my favorite things to humble the people that you can tell are anxious to get off.
And get right in front of them.
And try to get, and you know what I do? So when it's my entire row's turn to exit, I will stand up and move back in front of those people. So I'll almost create a blockade and let the entire row exit. And then I'll go.
Right, because I'm not waiting their turn.
Because they're trying to push forward, and I can see it. And I'm like, you're not going to exit this plane until everybody in my row, even if I know them or not, exits. And so I will, if I am in the aisle, I will stand up, push back, and wait and create a blockade for the entire row to exit. And then I'll exit. Like, I don't understand. No. It's rude.
It's very rude. And if you checked your luggage, you gotta wait for it to come out anyway.
Oh my, what?
Now the only exception there could be is if your flight took off late and now you're in a rush for a layover.
100%.
Communicate.
Because I have, and this is in any line, this is also in customs. So I traveled to Croatia in July, August. My plane was delayed, my first flight was delayed to the layover location. Now, as soon as we got off, they took, obviously, like, domestics, like, people with a domestic passport first. And then they were like, okay, now foreign passports. So I was already waiting. We were delayed. And now I'm like, oh, my God, my next flight's going to take off. I get on this line, this customs line, and it is so long. And my flight is taking off in 45 minutes, taking off. And they close the door like 20 minutes before. So I have 20 minutes to get through this customs line, go through security, and then get to my gate and get on this flight. And I was like, there's no way. I started like Googling new flights. Like, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make it. But then I was like, I'm going to just say something. Maybe there's like decent humans. And there was. I looked at the woman in front of me. I was like, I am so sorry to do this. I hate doing this. I go, my flight is literally taking off in like 40 minutes. The doors are going to close in 20 and I need to get through this line. She was like, oh my God, absolutely. The person in front of her heard it. They were like, come on, let's go. Come in front. And it was so kind. And I would do that too.
Absolutely. If someone told me they had somewhere to be.
Yes. If someone was like, I'm literally going to miss my flight, I would be like, go. Unless I was also about to miss my flight, then it's like, all right, no, me too. Like, we're probably on the same flight. But being like a regular, decent human, like, that is what's right. Like, if you land and someone's like, okay, guys, the connection to Dallas, the connection to wherever is going to take off soon. Can you please let those people go first? Absolutely. But
if you're at your destination,
and
follow the process,
and you get your ass up out of that seat before it's your turn, get out of here. I don't know what I hope, but
I don't know what I hope either. But that's probably.
I hope your room isn't ready when you get to your hotel. No, that's what I hope. If you get up before it's your turn and you try rushing the door to get off that plane, I hope your hotel's not ready. Honestly, I do.
Because where are you trying to go?
Oh.
And you're maybe waiting an extra 7 minutes. You're probably still getting to your car at the exact same time as I am.
It can't be more than, I would even say 2 minutes. Can't be more than 2 minutes. Like, what? Oh, and then one last thing that bothers me. Anything else after that you can think of?
No, it's definitely the big one.
That's the biggest one. Okay.
Oh, the baggage carousel, when you do check your bags.
Oh my God, that's what I was going to talk about.
When you're standing right where they come off, so close, and no one else can get their bags.
Yes, and you don't move
because you're blocking.
Yeah, you're blocking it. Here's the thing. I understand standing around the carousel because you need to be ready. But there needs to be like a 3 feet You know what your bag looks like from 3 feet. You don't need to be standing directly shins against the metal carousel.
Where no one else can go.
Where no one else can step in front. So there needs to be enough of a distance between the carousel and you for someone to step in front and get their bag.
And it's that simple.
And everyone thinks it's rocket science. So one of my other big pet peeves. I forget where I was flying to, but I know that I was with my sister and my mom. I wasn't by myself, and it was years ago. And we're standing at the carousel. This is pre me losing my bag on Vegas, so my bag is going through the carousel. We're standing by the carousel, and packed, just humans, shins to the metal of the carousel, right? Like animals. There's this elderly gentleman, quite Sarah, probably in his 80s, like old man.
Probably no one helped him get his bag off.
Sarah. He goes. I'm standing probably 3 people behind him, right? Because now it's like a busy bar and everyone's like, I'm saying 3 people behind him. He goes to grab his bag and he doesn't have the strength to pull it off. And it's moving. And it's moving away from him and his hand's on it. And now he's walking with it on his hand and people are not helping him and moving. I pushed through 3 rows of people, pushed them, and I grabbed his bag and I pulled it off. I yoked it off the carousel because I was so mad at all these people. And I take it off and I give it to him. He's like, thank you so much. And I looked back at all of them. I go, none of you were going to help him. I literally looked at all of them as a group. And I said, none of you were going to help him. And literally they stunned. What's wrong with you?
If you're not going to help, back up.
Back up. What is wrong with you? And he looked at me. He's like, thank you so much. I go, sir, it is not a problem. Because these animals should have helped.
Should have.
And there were men and able-bodied men, able-bodied women that could, and this poor man, I'll never get the image out of him traveling with the carousel, trying to get it off, and he can't, and he's bumping into people and no one's helping him. And I literally pushed and I yoked it off, and I was so mad. And I saw them. I go, none of you were going to help him.
That's unbelievable.
Guys, we become new people in an airport. And I agree, I do find it funny how, there's, the funny memes about airports, how it's anything goes in an airport, it's 2 a.m. and you can eat pizza.
Not being an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Correct.
Yeah. No. If anything, tap more into your humanity in an airport because you don't know where people are going, you don't know why they're flying, you don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, there is one more thing that I do want to talk about, which is not a pet peeve, but something about traveling. Okay. And something that I feel strongly about. The pre-vacation airport beer is superior.
Amazing.
One of the superior beers.
And I'm not even a beer person, but there's something about sitting there after you made it through security and just having a beer. Now, we messed up because our flight was so early.
Oh, nothing was open. Nothing. Honestly, might have been better.
It's okay because you know what? We landed. And we got a post-flight
margarita. Because also we were asleep the whole time, so we didn't have one drink on the plane either. But no, it's one of those superior beers, with the, Friday, first summer Friday, 3 p.m. cocktail, or 12 p.m. cocktail, or the, beer right before holiday vacation, before Christmas. You're done with work, it's everyone's breaking for the holiday, and you have that, happy hour beer. It's that beer. It's the airport pre-vacation beer is superior.
Right, because that's saying, I'm on vacation.
And this is it.
This is
the green light.
Here we go. Yeah.
It started. I agree. Okay, anything else that you think of?
No, I think those are the big ones.
Airport etiquette, people.
Life lesson is be a good human.
Be a good human all the time. Be a better human in the airport.
Wait your turn.
Wait your turn. And sit in your seat. And just wait. Wait. Before you're boarding, after you land, like, just relax.
You're gonna get there.
You're gonna get there. And you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have a blast on your vacation. Wait, anything else to add?
No, I think that's it.
I think that was okay. So no, literally, me and Sarah were like on the plane and we're like watching all these like horrendous things happen. And I'm like, oh my god, airplane etiquette is one of my huge pet peeves. And she was like, oh my god, me too. And so I was like, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
So
And it's a lesson for everyone.
lesson, please. Any more travel life lessons, come see us. But yeah, so excited. And like I said in the beginning, we are going to be reviewing this entire vacation and this resort and everything that happened from decor to the room to the service to the food and stuff like that. So far, I can say it's been a good experience.
Absolutely, it's been amazing.
It's
and
had a great
we still
experience.
have
Like
2 full days
two
left
full days, yeah.
tonight and 2 full days.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be getting my first massage on this.
Can't wait for that.
You were like, I can't believe you've never had a massage.
Never had a massage, so like you're
No.
on vacation.
I usually don't like being touched. So.
But this is different.
No, this is great. I'm excited. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was like a quick, I was like, Sarah, we're podcasting. So excited. This is your podcast debut.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you could like, subscribe, comment, share the podcast with as many people as possible. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you. All right, so we will talk soon and stay pretty. Love you guys.